Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to another Spirit message and tip. So this is interrupting my day. I had no plans really to do this message or tip, but I gather that there's a reason. So whether you already do this or you're getting guidance, or we've been getting in the readings a lot of High Priestess and Queen of Forces, and listen to your intuition and the guidance. And this is all really practical and real. So there was no card to really illustrate this, and I'm going to put everything I'm about to say in the description box, and I wrote everything down so I don't go too much off on a tangent. But quite literally, we're using the cover of Angel Answers. But Angel Answers, yes, definitely in your guidance, but this is in a realistic, practical way, in a very real, tangible way, they're even saying. So I'm going to write this all out, but these are literally the keys to the easiest way to do auto writing for yourself to get guidance anytime. Spirit message and tip. And more than that, these keys is the easiest way to do auto writing for yourself and get guidance, even directly or auto writing. Now, I just want to say before I even get into the keys, right, that's going to open the doors, and pretty much through auto writing, what you're getting directly, the keys to it all, I cover it all in the best way, because I'm like swimming in so much information that it's like almost making me dizzy, but I'm trying to put it down as simple as, and they're also showing it's like the keys to everything, because to be honest with you, it was through auto writing, even in my own history, my personal history, it was through, before I even knew it was auto writing, I was auto writing. And what you'll find, it's a doorway. When you get used to auto writing is only the guidance in written form. So once you understand that, it's almost like you're auto writing because it's so much information, so you automatically write it down. People call it automatic writing, I call it auto writing. But very often during your day when you're busy doing other things, something will come in and pop in. That's guidance. I always say write it down, email yourself. Very often, if I'm not doing full-fledged auto writing, intentionally or not intentionally, if something just comes in, you're already used to that tone, so you can write down just a sentence or just retain that information. A lot of times on these videos, I'm just retaining the information that I would normally write down, or sometimes to this day, I auto write a lot of the descriptions, a lot of, whatever. But here, I'm going to lay it all out in this video, and I think I touched on it a year or two ago very briefly, but now they're giving me 5 keys, literally 5 keys, the easiest way to do auto writing for yourself to get guidance anytime. And I'm going to walk you through the 5 keys. But not only does it help you with auto writing, but it helps you receive, it's keys to everything. It helps you to receive the guidance and recognize the tone and not be discouraged with auto writing. Now, I want to say one thing, please know, even prior to when I begin and talk about automatic writing. Some people call it automatic writing. I just call it auto writing for short. Also, no one is taking over you to do this, meaning like it's not like in the old movies where somebody gets possessed or all of a sudden your hand starts moving and I really think, and this might be a rebel spirit in me, but a lot of the information that I feel have been garnered over the years, I don't know if it's purposely or just ignorant, but a lot is fear-based. A lot is to discourage people from utilizing the skills that they already have. Now, I don't know if that was a power thing or if it was a way to form businesses around things, like you have to go to somebody else for this, but you have all these keys, you have all these abilities, like my other readings, you have all these clear abilities. You know how we talk about clear, your clairvoyance, claircognizance, all your clairs. These are your clear abilities, and so is auto writing, so is receiving guidance. And what auto writing is just writing down the guidance in written form. And no one is taking over you to do this. You are you the whole time. It's very natural, easy, helpful, and more than that, right here on my notes, it is one of your abilities to use to the fullest, very practically, in very real ways as you tackle things in your everyday life. And that's what I'm trying to bring it down. Like when we talk about angel answers, it's very real, very practical. So you see, angel answers here is actually what it actually feels like, but in a very real, tangible way. So like I said, my whole life I did auto writing, even before I knew what it was. And then as I got older, I still do it, but more often than that, I just retain the information, or I condense the writing into a couple of sentences and I put it either on this video or I email myself. But what I'm saying to you is whether you get insight, aha moments, profound wisdom or knowledge, or insight just in a flash, or you already write them down, essentially it's all the same thing. You're receiving wisdom and knowledge in the most loving octave. And so let's begin on how you can auto write anytime for guidance and the keys we have. So I'm going to go into the 5 keys, and each one kind of opens up the next door to get through to the angel answers, to the loving guidance, right? At number 5, you'll get the loving guidance, but then they also show me, and I'll show you at the very end, it's actually the keys to it all. Because you have this whether you write it down or not, whether you just get it directly or not. How they showed me when I was younger, say if you're fresh and new, you've never done auto writing in your life, you're like, what the heck is this? I'm gonna show you the way that it came through for me as a kid, before I even knew what auto writing was. The number one thing, and I can see how it even led me to here, to right here, like right now, like how I'm pouring things, spirit messages, spirit readings, how I'm getting it. It's just a condensed version of auto writing. So instead of writing it down, I'm just retaining it, or I'm summing up a huge thing of information into a couple of tangible sentences. So you'll be amazed that this is the key to everything. So yes, I'm pertaining this video to auto writing, but it's almost like, let's just go through. So imagine, number one key. Imagine you can feel something inside you that you want to get out. You may be in a really difficult situation, a circumstance, or encountered something that is stirring up major feelings, right? It's almost like you need angel answers. Number 1 key is you are feeling something right now. It's stirring up major feelings. Number 2, grab your phone and start an email to yourself and let out everything uncensored. Imagine you're speaking to and writing to someone that has seen it all, is completely on your side, and can take your most honest feelings about it because they already know all you feel is valid. And you can curse and you can belt it out and you can be how you really feel in the most uncensored way. So say something has happened to you where you're actually needing guidance, right? So that's what they're saying. If it's number 1, something's bubbling up, you're in a moment, you have all these feelings, grab your phone. Number 2, write down everything out. And I'm telling you, write it out uncensored and keep going and keep going and keep going. Number 3 is literally tap into your feelings and let it all out until you hit the core. Like there's nothing left. You got to the very root of it, the very core of it. You know, it's almost like you got tired out with venting. You know you hit the core when all the feelings are removed and you're now down to the nitty gritty of almost one sentence, the bottom line sentence. So you're written all this out, got all your feelings, you're almost tired yourself out, you're down to the very bottom last sentence. Usually the very last sentence is like this exclamation mark of some sentiment of feeling. And number 4 key is now keep writing. And something else will come in now. It's almost a loving voice, a higher perspective voice writing now, and it will be affirming it all and you and validating your feelings and showing you clearly what you can do, change, or handle. And it will feel like a spirit pick-me-up or a pep talk, and then but in the most loving, profound, clear guidance. And number 5 key is when you are done, you will feel cleansed, centered, healed, rejuvenated, like you just spoke with your very best friend in the whole wide world who completely got everything and most of all got you. And at the very end, you're left with a page filled with loving guidance. So it's almost like a whole page of venting, then you tire yourself out, got to the core of it, and then something else takes over and starts going, and it's the last part that's your guidance and it's your pep talk, and that's how it came through all the time to me. It's like first you're venting, getting it out, getting to the core. I don't know if that's a clearing and an airing it out. So then all of a sudden you're in a moment of receive, and whether it's your higher self, your loved ones, your spirit guides, to me it always felt like almost like Archangel Michael energy, or a loved one passed on, a fatherly, it was definitely more of a masculine energy coming through for me. But you might have different tones and you might sense who it is, or it could just be your higher self. Don't be afraid. This is so love. This is love. And I'm telling you, I'll give you an example of how it is. When I was younger, say in moments where someone has just torn my heart out, total heartbreak, I'm just shattered and gutted, you know, I would auto write, and I'll never forget. There are things that are so profound that will come through that it's years ago, and I still remember at the very end what happened. It was a long, hard relationship, and at the end I was just gutted, and I felt like that was the love of my life, and blah, 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 blah. And at the very end of venting and everything else, I will never forget what came through. It said, you think that he may be physically gone, but the love stays with you. The love is with you. And it was something profound like that. The love is with you. So it's not like he left and took the love with him. No, your capacity to love, the love lies within you. The love is with you. I am with you. And it was just much more profound than that, but I just remember the feeling. I have waves all over my body. It gave me such peace. I'm not missing anything. It's not a loss. I lost him, the physicality, blah, 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 him, but the love remains with me. My capacity to love like that remains with me. That love is mine. There's something about that. Or catastrophic business falling apart. I remember one time it ended. I vent. I poured all my heart and soul into things to get it to work. Everything fell apart. It's like no matter what I do, those kind of circumstances. All of a sudden, I was getting things like, and I'm not a sports person. You think this knocked you out, you get back in the ring, nothing keeps you down, you're more resilient than that. It's coming up like all these things that I've gotten through, almost like this rocky energy, which if you knew me, that's pretty funny because I'm not a sports, all these, you might find analogies, double meanings, just a love energy coming through. It's almost like a hardcore therapy session. But this is a way to auto write. And then another thing, that's just some examples how it works. And that's how it feels. You can do this wherever you are, whenever you need it. And that's auto writing for yourself whenever you want to get guidance. And why I call these the keys and why they're saying it's the keys, because it will unlock the love and guidance that's really always there for you. And here's the extra key. Now, whenever you get guidance or feel guidance coming in, grab your phone and let it flow. Often I send myself one sentences throughout my busy day. Or sometimes it is a whole page where it feels more like quote unquote auto writing, but it varies. It helps to do this as you do other things in your life. So say you're busy and you have a full schedule, but then all of a sudden something is popping in that may help you, or a sentence of something. Just email it to yourself, because now you know the tone. You're tuned in and you catch it. And that's really what auto writing does. It hones your skill to notice the tone. What I always say about guidance and intuitive knowledge, wisdom, all this stuff that you get, or spirit messages that I call them, or guidance, that you recognize the tone. It is not you. It is not your ego. It is not you thinking about it, being creative, coming up with like a creative writing, like you're giving yourself a pep talk creatively. No, it's something else. It's another voice. Now, whether it's your higher self, your loved ones passed on, your spirit guide, you'll feel what it is. But that's really what auto writing is. And also, think of auto writing, it's just capturing the guidance in written form, right? If you did not write it down, you may forget. That's how they always posed it to me when I was younger. If you don't write it down, you may forget. And now you can look back and read it. It's as simple as that. And now you got all the keys to the guidance and basically the keys to everything, because if you can auto write and recognize that tone that comes in after you've physically vented or you physically whatever, you recognize another tone. Now, again, they're saying you're capturing the guidance in written form. Just see it as that's auto writing. And then, if you get it directly, you don't have time to write it down. You still recognize the tone, right? You can either, when you're older, it's easier to retain information, or you know how, if you get huge pieces of wisdom, how to explain it or break it down in tangible terms, or you get it. And then you start having your own shorthand also with your spirit guides or loved ones passed on, because you get what they're giving you and you get it, like I say often, beyond words, right? And it's funny, I'm talking about auto writing when some things are beyond words. But these are the keys. It's the easiest way to do auto writing. And if you're really stuck in a moment, when I felt my lowest, most alone, and the most catastrophic things would happen, and like say a loved one passed on, or loss of work or business, or a loss of a relationship, I'm telling you, you grab your email, you send yourself an email, start an email, just pour out your heartbreak, your disappointment, your pissed offness, whatever it is, and wait until the very end. Something else will kick in and give you guidance. It will give you a spirit pick-me-up. I'm telling you, it will. It will put it in a higher perspective terms. It will kind of feel like literally a spirit pick-me-up, where they're like lifting you up. You feel that you can conquer the world, put one foot in front of the other. You have somebody who has your back, someone who's seen and heard and knows and has your back. So when I say, you have loving support, you have love, support, backing, I'm talking about in real tangible ways to feel that. And auto writing is definitely a way to really feel that. And capturing, and like they said, auto writing really is just capturing it in written form. And so just like when we do I don't know, when we do card readings or anything, we're capturing it in a card reading. We're capturing it, a lot of times I always say get your own spiritual evidence, write it down, take a picture, all of this. It's just capturing that guidance in some way. So these were the keys, the easiest way to do auto writing for yourself to get guidance anytime. And that's what they're stressing also. It's anytime you need it, you have access to this. So these keys were the way to kind of get it all out, I gather, with the keys, and then something else will come in and you'll receive the guidance. And then also you'll recognize that tone, so then even when you're going through your everyday, you'll recognize that coming in. Literally angel answers, but this is in a very real, tangible way. And I guess I'm just really stressing that. And what they were showing me too, I'll put all of this in the description box, but what they were showing me too is, it's amazing how it really is the keys to everything, because I'll end it, was when I was a kid, I started auto writing before I even understood what auto writing was, right? And then you get more confident in what you're getting in directly. Then as you're doing things in the physical, you always have one eye open, one ear open. You're open to guidance coming in whatever way, shape, or form. Not just being divinely inspired to create, but literally, physically, as you're doing things. And if you're in dire straits and need some direct angel answers to auto write and almost to create the opening to auto write, the guidance can come in that way also very consciously. And so these were the 5 keys that they wanted me to leave. The easiest way to do auto writing for yourself to get the guidance anytime when you actively want to get the guidance, and then also recognize when the guidance comes in to help you along the way. Also, angel answers, quite literally. So I hope I brought it all down to it was so much information. I didn't know how I was even going to tackle this one. I was swimming in too much information. But yeah, I definitely wanted to leave this keys, the easiest way to do auto writing for yourself to get guidance anytime. And you definitely have access. You have the keys. You have the abilities to do this, whether you're capturing it in automatic writing, in written form, or just, retaining the information in your head. But you have the keys. And just like I said, sometimes auto writing can be like a full page and it's the process that I'm saying. And then other times you could be doing things and just a sentence or two is coming in, but you want to remember it because it's very profound. A lot of times it's loaded. I want to say it's like a loaded sentence that you could almost ponder or meditate for the day. It just really sets you straight. It's a spirit pick-me up. It's not you. It's not you. It's just not, it's beyond you. So at the end, every time I finish auto writing, I remember all my life I used to end it with thank you. Thank you so much. It was almost like the end of a conversation. It felt like the best therapy session in the world. It felt like you just had the conversation with the best friend in your whole wide world. That's the feeling you get. So yeah, I definitely wanted to share this. The keys, the easiest way to do auto writing for yourself to get guidance anytime, anywhere. You have your phone with you all the time, so you always have access to this. And it is your clear ability. It's one of those clear abilities. I definitely want to stress everything is a clear ability you already have and do already use, whether you know it or not. So I just wanted to leave this. All right, take care. I wish you the best. Bye-bye.